All right, so a few years ago, Coleman came out and changed the entire industry, right? They came out with the Coleman 13B, which was at the time the most affordable full-size family RV you could get into. Well, in 2025, they have done it again. This right here is the 2025 Coleman 13B. And this thing is great. It's going to be super affordable. It's super lightweight, comes in under 2,800 pounds. And the price point, I'm telling you, is going to blow you away. And if you're wondering what it is, well, there will be a link in the description. Simply click on that. It will not only show you the price, but the units that are closest to you. And trust me, you're going to be very impressed. This is truly probably one of the best RVs to be able to get into the RV lifestyle. So let's cover it real quick. There's a lot of things here I think are super impressive, starting with the amount of countertop space. Folks, I've seen RVs that are going to be 4 or 5 foot longer that don't have as much countertop space as you have in this one. This is awesome for me. This right here, having all of this prep space is fantastic. You have an electrical outlet back here, so if you want like a coffee maker, blender, something like that, you have space for it. You have an induction cooktop in here, and there's a few reasons for that. One, I love induction. I think it's great, but the other reason is the fact that this is an all-electric coach. A lot of people don't want propane, don't want to deal with it, don't want the risk of it, and I completely understand, which is why I love having all electric in here. And the induction cooktop is going to be a huge plus in that aspect. Not only that, but you also get extra prep space, right? Like if you want to prep on here, by all means, you can do so. You have the sink and the faucet right over here to the side. As we drop down below, they thought stuff through. You have enough space for a trash can. You have no idea how upset I get when I go through an RV and there's just no place for my trash bag. Right? Especially in an RV this size, I don't want my trash bag hanging out. And so many smaller RVs don't have that. They thought through it, they included it, and that was smart on Coleman's behalf. You will also see 3 full extension drawers. They didn't have to make these full extension. They could have stopped them here. A lot of manufacturers at this price point would have, but they gave you full extension, and look how big the drawers are. I mean, these are very sizable drawers, making this an extremely functional kitchen. Over to the side here is going to be your refrigerator. 120 volt fridge there, right? You have space. Now, yes, you are going to have shore power or a generator to be able to run that. But the fact that, you have a decent sized fridge in here as well, especially at this price point, I think that's great. A 12 volt could have been useful, but I think that definitely does the trick. Taking a look up top, you will see the microwave right up here, and take a look at the storage over to the side, right? Big storage space in here. Love that, because you're going to have a spot for, all of your dishes and things like that, and that's what you get. Moving over a little bit further, we get into our climate control. You have a side wall mount AC. In an RV this size, I'm telling you, this thing will cool it down in a flash. So love that they have that, right? They didn't have to include an AC. Once again, at this price point, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, but they did. Super proud of them for that. You can see right across the top, you have an extra storage there. You have the shelf. You also have a spot to hook up a TV. So if you want TV, you can see the hookups are going to be right up there on the ceiling. So if you want to lay in bed, watch a show, or if you want that on like a swivel mount, you can swivel it around, and someone on the top bunk will be able to watch the TV there too. So, again, I think that's pretty good placement given the layout. So, kind of a nod to them for that. Dropping down, we get into the main bed. So what you will notice, there's a few things here, right? In order to have a walkway and not have this completely closed off, they had to cut this off a little. Now, by doing that, it does make this side a little bit shorter. So as someone who's 6 foot, I can lay on one side pretty easy. This other side here, my feet are going to hang off. So just bear that in mind. But again, especially if you're a solo camper, this is more than you need. If there are 2 people, you're probably just going to have to, either have your feet hang off or just kind of snuggle up a little bit. Something I do like that they did, though, is they gave you great access to storage. You have the storage bin here. You have the storage here. This goes all the way down and up against the wall. So even though you don't have pass-through storage, you still have great storage space in here. You'll also see against the wall, you have your inverted prepped outlet as well as USB ports there in case you need to plug anything in. And we talked about climate control for when it's hot, but what about for when it's a little bit colder, right? Well, that's what you have this for. You have the fireplace right down below. So you can turn that guy on. Not only does it look nice and kind of give that nice ambiance to it, but it also helps heat this space up. Now, you will notice right here, you have a switch for fireplace or AC. I don't know why you would run both at the same time. And so they figured that too, so that way you can switch back and forth, because this one is going to be a 30 amp unit. And your main control panel will be right over here to the side. Now, as mentioned, this is meant to be a family camper, right? The idea is to make it super affordable and make RVing accessible to everyone. So what they've done is over to the side, you have 2 bunks with 300-pound weight capacity. That's great for a single bunk. A lot of manufacturers have 150 pounds, which means a guy like myself isn't going to be able to sleep on here. But that's not the case. I can sleep in the bunks, at 6 foot tall. I'm able to make it. I max it out, but I can do it. And also you will see USB ports in top and bottom, light top and bottom. You have a window there. Plus this top part, this is kind of an interesting move, right? They realized there wasn't a ton of seating in here. So what they did is they allowed this to fold up on the bed right here. And then we have this additional seating space. And I know, yeah, it's a little bit different than what we're used to, right? And yes, my feet hang off. I can kind of do this and feel a little childlike. But the thing that's really nice about this is that if you do want to sit in here, especially on a rainy day, you can sit on the bed, you can sit right here. It just gives you just a few more seating options. Another thing you'll notice is all the storage space you get underneath. Take a look at that. That is huge. If you have whether it's laundry baskets or duffel bags or whatever it may be, that's great storage, extra bedding you can stuff right down underneath there. Before we go into the bathroom, the other thing I want to point out, look how much headspace I have, folks. Even though this is, lightweight, again, under 2,800 pounds and super affordable, they didn't shrink it. They didn't make the ceiling height super low. They didn't bring the walls in. You have an 8-foot wide box. You have 6'6" high ceilings in here. I mean, this really checks a lot of boxes. Taking our step back into the bathroom, take a seat on the toilet here. Plenty of leg room, great shoulder space, no worries whatsoever. There is an electrical outlet in here if you need to plug anything in. Also, your water heater controls in here because this is, again, all electric. It's going to be a 7-gallon water heater, which is wonderful because normally they're going to be 6. So you get a little bit extra in there. As for the shower, to stand up, I can't fully stand up in here. I do have to duck my head down a little bit. But again, this is going to be more than sufficient. You don't spend a lot of time in the shower. I can do what I need to do, be out, and be on my way. All right, let's take a look at the outside of the 2025 Coleman 13B. One of the things you may notice right away is the size, because this thing is going to be under 16 foot, and as I mentioned, under 2,500 pounds, making this super towable by so many different vehicles. Probably what you're driving every day, right? There's a good chance it'll be able to tow this camper, which is another reason it is going to be so accessible for so many families. Of course, you have the tongue jack right up front here, place for your batteries right down below, and you have a couple different options for solar. One is going to be the plug right up here. That's going to be if you have like briefcase style solar, right? The kind of the portable panels you can take with you. You can set that up, plug it right into there, and that, of course, will help trickle charge the battery. The other option is going to be with the more permanent installation, which is the solar flex system that we talked about. And also you can get that inverter we spoke to, so that way you can run those outlets inside. And that, of course, would be mounted right up on the fully walkable roof. Making it a little bit back a little bit further, we see that same front storage we saw inside underneath the bed. This just gives you another access point. So, as I said, it kind of goes all the way up against the wall. That might be a little bit hard to reach from inside, but it's obviously not going to be an issue from right out here. If we take a look up top, you'll see the power awning LED light strip on there. That's super convenient. Just touch a button to roll it out. On a small coach like this, that is all the awning you need to basically be able to cover your entire campsite, which is fantastic. Of course, our entry door here with the fold-out step, and as I talked about, this one is solar flex ready. You will also see an outside outlet in case you need to plug anything in, and once again, that one is also prepped for that inverter if you do decide to go that route. Coming around to the back, you will see 2 stabilizer jacks in the back helping to stabilize it so it's not moving around, rocking around as you walk around inside. And if you look up top, you'll see a couple different preps. One, of course, right here in the center is going to be your backup camera prep. So if you want that extra visibility as you're backing into your campsite, especially if you're new to RVing, this is a great thing to have. It's like a backup camera in the car, right? That visibility is fantastic. Right next to that is going to be ladder prep. Cool thing about this is really all you have to do if you choose to do so is buy the ladder. It's going to be a telescoping ladder. You can put it right up there, and that will allow you to climb up onto that fully walkable roof for any kind of maintenance inspection or anything else that you want to get up there for. Taking a kind of a walk around to the utility side, we will see both our black and gray tank valves right there with our termination. We'll also notice the 30 amp power cord that is attached to the unit. And then right up front here is going to be both our freshwater inlet as well as the city water inlet. Again, folks, at the price point, at the weight, this really makes RVing super accessible. So if you've been thinking about getting the family out there, but you're just not sure that, you want to pull the trigger, this one right here is the one to do it on.